Benvenuti al Peppone, io sono Gianni Paoletti che ha avuto la grande idea di aprire questo posto nell'ottobre del 74, pensate 44 anni fa, e la cosa più bella è che ancora mi piace venire al lavoro, è sempre eccitante il cucinare, mangiare, bere dei vini, conoscere la gente più famosa al mondo, è una cosa fantastica che ancora va avanti così per sempre, spero. Allora, io sono nato a Venezia con il senso dell'avventura. A quel tempo, a 17 anni, amavo la musica, il jazz, i film, i cowboy e soprattutto mi piacevano le lingue. A scuola ho imparato francese, però volevo già parlare l'inglese. Quando ero bambino ancora andavo in giro con il dictionary, con il grammar book per imparare, e ho avuto l'occasione di andare in Inghilterra. Ho convinto papà e mamma di lasciarmi andare per l'estate, per l'avventura. Io ero così eccitato, contento. Nel frattempo avevo cominciato a fare la cucina perché guardando mia mamma mi piaceva proprio imitare quello che faceva, dei capolavori con niente, era una grande cuoca. Allora io volevo seguire la mia mamma e fare una carriera di mestiere di cuoco. Infatti ho cominciato a fare il cuoco a maggio nel 55 e mi è piaciuto immensamente, ma però nel frattempo ero libero, senza papà e mamma, divertito un po' troppo, poi sono rimasto anche per l'inverno a Londra, altre avventure, altri club, sempre facendo il cuoco in un ristorante francese che era immenso, era bravissimo. Infatti io sono diventato bravissimo imparando da un grande chef. E poi nel 63 mi è venuta la voglia di andare in Canada perché volevo venire in America, ma la prima tappa l'ho fatta a Niagara Falls. E in Canada è bellissimo, grande esperienza, però è arrivato a maggio che tutti volevano andare a Hollywood. Ho avuto l'occasione di venire a lavorare per un ristorante famoso chiamato Naples, che era aperto lì 23 anni, quindi come ho lasciato il Canada sono arrivato qui in California, è un altro mondo, il sogno della vita. The winter in Canada was fantastic, beautiful, a lot of snow, nice people, beautiful country, and it was a great experience. And I was still working as a second chef at a restaurant, at a hotel actually, in St. Catharines, Ontario. What happened was that when the spring came along, in the meantime, you start comparing. My dream was always to come to California. Well, it materialized when I went to the American Embassy in Toronto and I got my visa because I had a job waiting for me in Hollywood in a beautiful restaurant that was there, a legend, 24 years. And as I came, I went straight to work in a beautiful hotel, this beautiful restaurant called the Naples. Now, to my surprise, the Naples was famous, all the major stars of the world, the producers, Frank Capra, Stanley Kramer, Nat King Cole. I mean, this is a kid from Italy. So I kept on working as a chef in different places until I opened my restaurant, which was in October 1974. And it's been an incredible success and dream and accomplishment since day one. And I still keep it up to this day. The idea that I had for Peppone was to duplicate my mom's cooking in a homey setting and to keep it small, to be able to do so. Because we only kept it to 17 tables and every single dish is prepared the way the customer wants it, the way it should be, because we want them to be happy and eat the way they want to. And now people are very particular, so it's been a great formula and recipe for success. And besides the food preparation, the service is very important. We have incredible service. The minute you sit down, here comes the water, the bread, here comes the waiter. Would you like a cocktail? Would you like to see the wine list? Talking about the wine list, I do have one of the best in the country. I have all the right vintages, the right prices, things that most restaurants don't have, because I buy volume of a great year and give a chance to the wine to mature and be ready to drink when we serve it. And at the same time, keep the right prices. In other words, forget double, triple, quadruple that most restaurants or hotels will charge a customer for a bottle of wine, which is totally out of line. There's no reason to, if a bottle costs you $100, it should be $400 because it's rare or it's good. That's insane. But if you make it $179 and you pay $100, then you're going to sell 2 bottles. So it works for me. The customer's happy. I have vintages they cannot get anywhere else in the city. And then the ambiance of the restaurant. Soft lights, no lights that will stare at you, comfortable, cozy. The problem with that is that people come and they want to spend the whole dinner and evening. They're not going to rush out in an hour. They're having a good time. They're cozy and comfortable, especially now that it's winter. My wife, Lilia, and I, we don't delegate much to anyone. We run from morning to night the restaurant. We do all the buying. We purchase the best beef, the best veal, the best fish on a daily basis. I don't want to have a manager doing it for me. I'm not lazy. I love to do what I'm doing, and make sure that we get the best produce, the best broccoli, the best romaine, the best veal, prime beef. So other things that I buy is the best the money can buy, because it's cheaper in the long run to get the right merchandise, the right quality food for my very choosy and picky and maybe a little spoiled clientele. They're used to everything. They have the Rolls Royces, they have the mansions, so they deserve to have the very best food, the best quality that's available. My wine list received the Grand Award for 12 years, way back, because I was getting all the rarest wines, and I became such a passionate. I used to go to Napa all the time, meet all the winemakers, and that's why they gave us the Grand Award for 12 years. Eventually it became impossible to sustain it, because to have 1,200 selections, you needed 1,200 cases of wine. And my restaurant was still 17 tables and very small. So it was kind of a nightmare to have that many choices. So we have been downsizing the wine list, but still buying the very best vintages and the best quality wine, and putting it away sometimes for years. For example, you can still have a Barolo from 1958 or an Amarone that's perfectly aged. Bordeaux, we're famous for Bordeaux. I have Bordeaux that we sell at bargain prices, but vintage that nobody has. Not even the best restaurants in town has the selection of Bordeaux that I have. So then I got into Napa, and of course I started going to Napa, and I loved it because it's such a beautiful place. And little did I know that eventually I would end up owning a beautiful winery. But it came about. In 1989, I acquired an incredible property, and slowly but surely, I ended up building a chateau, just like the one in France. Very artistic. I mean, being a Venetian and was born in a museum, I couldn't build a shack. So the whole place is stunning. It's made of rocks that came from Alexander Valley. I had an incredible architect and builder. We have the most beautiful caves under the mountain below the campanile. Before the bells, we built even a chapel up on the hill. We have art galleries and all of this because I love art. And then I was so fortunate to get an incredible winemaker, Gabriela Gazzano, who's still with us. And every wine that we make in small amounts, because we don't make a lot of wine, we want to keep it fun and enjoyable. We only bottled 3,200 cases last year. And but every wine that we make will, when you take a sip, it'll beg you to take another sip. That's how good it is. And all our wines get gold, double gold every year. So that's fun too. But again, small, fun, and we don't care how profitable it is. It doesn't have to be. If it pays for itself, I'm a happy man. So even that's a lot of fun. Every single time that I go to Napa, it is a joy. And then I open and run the tasting room, and we have a picnic overlooking the lake. 5 o'clock comes along, we sit on the porch and drink a glass of champagne and look at the sunset. How can't be better than that. I normally work every day for a month, sometimes 2, and then my wife and I disappear because we love to travel the world and go back to Europe as much as possible. Definitely Venice every year, at least once a year we go to Venice. But we also travel all over the world, and it's so much fun to discover places, wines, people, museums, new things. It's a learning process. I mean, even at my age, I'm not going to tell you my age, but maybe I should. I was born in 38. Even at this age, I learn every day, and I travel, and I get excited. I get excited when I make a customer happy, and I serve a dish, and he lights up, and on the way out, he thanks me. I do thank him, but he's thanking me. Imagine that. So the traveling is a lot of fun, and we deserve it. And until by the way, I'll travel as long as I can, but most important is the winery and the restaurant. As long as I can walk and I can cook and it's still fun, I'll keep it up. With God's will, of course.